السلام عليكم ومرحبا وأهلا وسهلا بكم في درس جديد ونص جديد. Hello and welcome to a new lesson and a new reading text in Arabic. You're going to be learning Arabic in a fun and easy way, inshallah. And we're going to do that through stories and text. And at the end of the video, there's going to be questions, multiple choice questions as well to test your knowledge. So stick around till the very end. In addition, I'm going to announce a free giveaway, a freebie. So basically, this video today is going to be number 10 from this mini series. I'm giving away the entire booklet that I've been teaching you from with all the questions. And of course, you can go back to the videos for help whenever you need to. So you will find as well the links to the YouTube videos. So at the end of the video, I'm going to drop your link. It's going to be a short URL link that you're going to need to copy and paste or type into your browser to download the free booklet. And going to encourage you to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. So this booklet is a bonus gift from me to you to say thank you for watching the videos and thank you for subscribing. So all you have to do to claim the booklet, to download it, is simply subscribe and like the video. If you've subscribed already, that's just a thank you from me to you. So let's begin. هيا نبدأ. Today's reading text is actually about common verbs that we use every day, but a bit more challenging. And we're going to have expressions of time and adverbials of time. Very useful when constructing sentences. عندما أستيقظ. When I wake up. عندما أستيقظ أفتح الستارة ثم أغسل وجهي وأفرش أسناني. بعد ذلك أسرح شعري وأبدل ملابسي ثم أمارس الرياضة ومن بعدها أستحم أتناول فطوري وأعد كوبا من القهوة عندئذ أراجع جدول المواعيد وأتصفح الإنترنت كما أقرأ الجريدة وأخيرا أشاهد نشرة الأخبار. So basically about someone describing their morning routine. عندما is basically an adverbial of time that means when. You might be familiar with عند being an adverbial or an adverb of time and place. For example, we can say صليت عند الفجر. Let's just make it a bit bigger for you to see and clearer. صليت عند الفجر. That means I prayed at dawn. صليت عند الفجر. أو الكتاب عند صديقي. الكتاب عند صديقي. The book is at my friend, literally. So we can use عند to mean at a certain time or at a certain place. And we often say عندي, I have. So in Arabic, we don't literally have verb to have. We substitute by adverbials and prepositions such as عند. عندي كتاب, I have a book. عندي قلم, I have a pen. عندي هاتف, I have a phone, and so on. We also have لدي, same thing. So لدي كتاب and so on. And we can use the preposition حرف اللام, the letter lam. For example, لي أخ, that literally means for me. Something is for me. That means I have a brother. So if I say هذا الكتاب لي, this book is for me or mine. So it's another way of implying impression or to have between quotations in Arabic. And there's actually a specific video that goes through how to say I have something, I want something in Arabic, and I'll drop the link in the description as usual. So عندما أستيقظ, I wake up, and it comes from verb استيقظ, يستيقظ. A bit tricky to pronounce, so when we're pronouncing a long word, it makes sense when to split it into the sounds, the phonemes or the sounds. So yes, يستيقظ, يستيقظ. So when we have the sukun, we pronounce it with the vowel that's previous to it. So yes, يستيقظ. I can actually jot it down in English because I know this is a tricky word for students to pronounce. Yes, يستيقظ. Of course, it's the emphatic the. أنا أستيقظ. أستيقظ. أفتح الستارة. I open the curtain. ستارة is a curtain. أفتح from verb فتح, يفتح, to open. أفتح الباب, I open the door. أفتح باب السيارة, I open the door of the car. ثم, and then. أغسل وجهي, and then I wash my face. So, ثم means then. Just be mindful that there's ثم, which has a different meaning with a fatha, but over here, ثم is what we're concerned with, and what's commonly used means then. ثم أغسل from verb غسل, يغسل. To wash. أغسل وجهي, أغسل يدي, my hands, أغسل السيارة, I wash the car, etc. وأفرش. أفرش means I brush. You might know فرشاة الأسنان, toothbrush. أفرش, I brush. يعني أفرش بالفرشاة. أفرش. I brush with the brush. And we can say أنظف, I clean. أنظف أسناني. أنظف أسناني. From verb نظف, to clean. نظف, ينظف. بعد ذلك, after that. So you might know بعد as after, بعد, and قبل as in before. So you might know بعد الظهر, afternoon, and we have something what we call the period before noon in Arabic, قبل الظهر. In the sense over here, بعد ذلك, after that. So you know, هذا means this, وذلك means that. So بعد ذلك, after that. You can definitely say بعد هذا, after this, depending on what you mean. And you can say بعد ذلك. So it's the same thing. أسرح شعري. So instead of saying أمشط, أمشط means I comb. We can say أسرح. Same thing, I comb or I brush my hair. But it has an additional meaning of literally detangling the hair and doing your hair. أسرح شعري, I'm detangling my hair. Whereas أمشط is I'm using the hair comb to comb my hair. وأبدل ملابسي. So instead of saying أرتدي, I wear from verb ارتدى يرتدي, verb ارتدى يرتدي, we can say أبدل. That literally means I change. أبدل. I can say I change my car. أبدل سيارتي. And so on. So أبدل ملابسي. ملابس, clothes. ثم, and then أمارس الرياضة. And then I exercise. And verb مارس, يمارس means to do something or to practice something or to engage in something. So I can say أمارس هواياتي. I practice or I engage in my hobbies. أمارس هواياتي. ومن بعدها and after that, من بعدها, after that, من بعدها. So same thing as بعد ذلك, I can say من بعدها, after this thing, من بعدها. أمارس الرياضة. Sorry, ومن بعدها أستحم. I bathe or I have a bath. أستحم from verb استحم يستحم. استحم يستحم. To bathe or have a bath. And you might know حمام is a toilet or bath. حمام. أتناول فطوري. So I have my breakfast. Instead of saying آكل, I eat, you can say أتناول. Just as in English you say I have. From verb تناول يتناول. وأعد كوبا من القهوة. أعد means I prepare or I make something. From verb أعد يعد. To make or prepare something. And I can say أصنع, I make. أصنع كوبا من القهوة. I make a cup of coffee. So different ways of saying I make or I prepare a cup of coffee. عندئذ أراجع جدول المواعيد. So عندئذ means after I've had my breakfast and I've had a cup of coffee, عندئذ at that specific time, so after I've done all of that, عندئذ at that time, and then أراجع, I review, I check, I go over. أراجع جدول المواعيد, the schedule of appointments. So راجع, يراجع, to review or check or go over something. مراجعة means revision for students, for example. مراجعة. Let's say when we get to the end and we're doing the questions and you make a mistake and I check your answers in the comments box, I could say something like راجع الفيديو. Go back and review the video. راجع الفيديو. راجع الكتاب. Go back and review the book. جدول actually reminds us of the English word schedule. جدول, kind of similar. موعد, an appointment. مواعيد in the plural. مواعيد. So عندي موعد اليوم. I have an appointment today. عندي مواعيد كثيرة. I have lots of appointments. وأتصفح الإنترنت. And I browse the internet. From verb تصفح. To browse. يتصفح. يتصفح. You might be familiar with صفحة as in a page. صفحة, a page. So we're literally kind of like flicking pages. أتصفح, and I can say أتصفح الجريدة. So over here, أقرأ الجريدة, I can say أتصفح. I'm browsing, I'm flicking the pages of the newspaper. And by the way, another word for جريدة is صحيفة. صحيفة. So I can say أقرأ الصحيفة. Same thing. And the linking word over here, كما, means وأيضا, and also, or as well. So I can say أحب القراءة كما أحب الرياضة. So I like reading as well as sports, and sports also. So كما can mean also, or أيضا. وأخيرا, and finally or lastly, أشاهد, I watch نشرة الأخبار, the news broadcast. So أشاهد from verb شاهد يشاهد. Whoops. Nashra is a broadcast, and you might be familiar with the word manshur, which actually means a post. For example, manshurun ala Facebook, a post on Facebook. Akhbar is the plural of khabar, and akhbar means news. So when you ask someone كيف حالك, how are you, you can also say ما أخبارك. Literally, what are your news, or what's up in English? What's new with you? What's up? What's going on? What's new? What's your news? ما أخبارك, or ما أخبارك, addressing a female. Okay. And another point is you might, let's just erase this, you might have noticed that some verbs start with the fatha vowel for the present tense prefix. So in the present tense over here, أستيقظ, أفتح, أغسل. However, some of them start with dhamma. أفرش, أسرح, أبدل, أمارس, أعد, أشاهد. So what's the reason? So when we have a present tense verb, if we render it to the past and the verb is actually based on 4 letters, the present tense prefix will always start with a dhamma. So for example, مفرش from verb فرش, to brush, فرش. If you undo the gemination, فرش, if you count with me, because that's actually 2 letters combined, 1, 2, 3, 4. So the present tense conjugations will always start with the dhamma, always. So أنا أفرش, نحن نفرش أسناننا, أنت تفرش أسنانك, أنت تفرشين أسنانك, هو يفرش أسنانه, and so on. Same thing with أسرح, it's based on سرح. So if we undo the gemination, سرح. So أنا أسرح, not أنا أسرح, أنت تسرح, أنت تسرحين, هو يسرح, and so on. Same thing with أبدل from بدل, which can be untied to بدل. So the gemination is undone. 1, 2, 3, 4. Same thing with أمارس from مارس, 4 letters. Same thing with أعد from أعد. So أعد, 4 letters. So we say أعد, أنا أعد, أنت تعد, أنت تعدين, and so on. So in the present tense prefix will always take the dhamma. أراجع from راجع. Same thing. So أراجع with the ضمة. أنا أراجع. نحن نراجع. أنت تراجع. أنت تراجعين. هو يراجع and so on. Because 1, 2, 3, 4 letters in the past tense. And finally شاهد. 4 letters. So يشاهد. أنا أشاهد. أنت تشاهد. أنت تشاهدين and so on. So that's useful for you to know. Vocabulary and expressions. So عندما عندما أستيقظ when I wake up. بعد ذلك and after that. Just be mindful that although we say ذلك, we do not actually write an alif over here, although it's a long vowel, but it's not written. Just like when we say هذا. So it's actually pronounced, but it's not written. We don't say هذا, that's wrong. We say هذا. ذلك. So that's the way it is. Although Arabic reading and writing is pretty much straightforward and what you see is what you read, unlike other languages. However, there are minor exceptions, and these are actually some of them. ثم, then, ومن بعدها, and after that. عندئذ, that means at that time, or and then, at that specific time. كما, also, as well, أيضا, أخيرا, lastly or finally. So we know الأول is the first. In the feminine, الأولى. And then we have الثاني, الثانية, الثالث, الثالثة, الرابع, الرابعة, and so on. الأخير is the last. الأخير. والأخيرة in the feminine, the last. أخيرا means finally or lastly. So we have the tanween because it's an adverbial. Flashcards for you to go over and review, which you will find at the end of this document. أستيقظ. عندما أستيقظ, when I wake up, أفتح الستارة, I open the curtain, أغسل وجهي, wash my face, أفرش أسناني, I brush my teeth, أسرح شعري, I comb my hair, أبدل, it's another way of saying أرتدي, so I get changed, أبدل ملابسي, أمارس الرياضة, I exercise, أستحم, I take a bath, أتناول الفطور, I have breakfast, أعد كوبا من القهوة, I make a cup of coffee, أراجع جدول المواعيد, I check the timetable or literally the schedule of appointments. أتصفح الإنترنت, I browse the internet, أقرأ الجريدة. وfinally وأخيرا أشاهد نشرة الأخبار. I watch the news broadcast. Questions for you. Fill in the blanks. And of course, if you haven't got an Arabic keyboard or it's difficult or time consuming, just write for me A, B, C, D. Just let me know. 1 is A, 2 is B, and so on. اتفقنا? Agree? في الصباح, what's the right verb to use in the first person? كوبا من القهوة. I make a cup of coffee. أعد, أعد, يعد أو يعد. Let me just minimize so you can see them all. Try to think of what we've discussed about why some verbs start with a different vowel when we render them to the past tense, if you can remember that, and if you can remember what is the verb to make something. Fill in the blanks. When أستيقظ, I like that sentence, Arabic and English. أفتح الستارة. Then أغسل وجهي وأفرش أسناني. So use the right adverbials. After that, أسرح شعري وأبدل ملابسي. Which one is the most appropriate? عندما، قبل ذلك، بعد ذلك، أو ثم. وأتصفح الإنترنت كما أقرأ الجريدة. What's another synonym for كما? Sorry for the typo here, it's just a فتحة. ثم، بعد ذلك، عندما، وأيضا. Which one is the synonym? What's the opposite of أخيرا? آخرا، أولى، الأول، أو أولا. And what's the meaning of عندئذ? عندئذ أراجع جدول المواعيد. I have, after that, at that time, or lately. And finally, I think this is the easiest part after all we've gone through. You don't have to write these in the comments if you don't wish. Just go over them mentally, matching the sentences, the ones in Arabic to the ones in English. أفرش أسناني، أغسل وجهي، أسرح شعري. I wash my face, I comb my hair, I brush my teeth. ABC over here. أستحم، أبدل ملابسي، أمارس الرياضة. Pause the video if I'm going too quick for you. أشاهد نشرة الأخبار، أتصفح الإنترنت، أقرأ الجريدة. أتناول الفطور، أراجع جدول المواعيد. And an exercise for you to do at home. Write the sentences that apply to you. Try to practice what you've learned in the video in terms of your morning routine or daily routine. And then try to use that by creating flashcards or notes, sticky notes that you can put in places where they're easily accessible and relevant. For example, you can put أفرش أسناني أو أنظف أسناني on your toilet mirror. You can put أعد كوبا من القهوة near your coffee machine. So that way you remember the phrase and the verbs on a daily basis. And when you're actually doing something, you're making a brain connection. So doing and practicing, and that way your memory is going to improve, and actually what you've learned is going to go from the short-term memory to the long-term memory by building those neurological connections by actually doing something and reading the note and actually saying it loud. So that way 100% I guarantee you're going to remember those verbs. Okay, and that was it. So this was today's lesson, and inshallah we will have more lessons and stories in the near future. To show your support, if you haven't subscribed already, please do subscribe to the channel, and to receive the free Arabic comprehension workbook. So all the lessons that we've done so far, 10 lessons, plus all the questions are yours to have. Just subscribe if you haven't already and like the video. That's all I'm asking, and that's my thank you to you. And I'm just going to share the link with you. So I'm just going to make it a bit bigger here for you to see. Okay, so I hope that's clear. So to download the free Arabic comprehension booklet and the free short stories in Arabic with the English vocabulary and expressions translation, a free download, all you have to do is use this short link. So you can either type HTTPS or for short www.t.ly/ as an acronym for Learning Arabic with Angela, LAWA. So LAWA, and you can, inshallah, download the updated Arabic comprehension workbook exclusively for you as a freebie. شكرا لكم، ولا تنسوا الضغط على زر الإعجاب. Don't forget to press the like button والاشتراك في القناة and to subscribe. في أمان الله وفي رعايته وحفظه، ومع السلامة، وشكرا لكم أعزائي المتابعين.